Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's 30-Minute Mentor. I apologize for being about 2 minutes late, I think. Let me just make sure that chat's enabled, yeah. And we are broadcasting. Can you just let me know in the chat section that you can see the screen and hear my voice, please? Yep, that's all. I think we have everything working. So if you can just let me know that you can see the screen and hear my voice. I'm still on my laptop. I do have the other computer back, but I've not had time to set it up. So for some reason, the slides look smaller on here. I don't know whether that's the same on your computer. I don't know. But anyway, hopefully you'll be able to see them. We'll be able to get something useful. Okay, thank you, Selma. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, and welcome. And my word, it's the 4th of February. We are a 12th of the way through this year already. Oh, I have a lot going on in February. I've got really 3 programs that are launching. One is just launching now. We're just waiting for something to be put in place before we can go full time with that. Got one that is launching, I think we've got it down for the 18th, and one that will probably be, let me see where the calendar is. One that will probably be the 22nd of February. The 22nd is going to be what is shown on itshappeningsoon.com. I think we should have everything in place by then, maybe even before. We'll be doing a pre-launch webinar probably on the 15th. The adssorp.com, ads.sorp.com is the one that is launching. I think we've got it in for, the 18th. It might be the 15th, and that we're just putting the final touches on now. And the other program is one that I'm going to get to towards the end of this presentation, which we are actually in beta, if you like, for it. We are still adding content to the website and things, and we're waiting for a main element to be put in place so that we can start really motoring with it. So if I can find my slides, what I want to talk to you about this week quickly is about building your list, because as we talked about this year, there are only 2 things that you need to really get good at to make a fortune online. One is building a list, and the other is communicating with the list. And if you build the list in the right way, it makes communicating easier. And building a list with CPA is something that a lot of people don't do. Even people that are making a lot of money off CPA, somehow they neglect to build a list. Crazy. Anyway, let me find my slides. Here we go. And I put these together rather hurriedly, so we might do some adjustments on the way. But basically, what you want to be doing, and why do it with a CPA offer? The reasons why, I've not got a slide for this, so I'll just run through it. There are lots of ways of making money online. There are lots of niches, and niches have sub niches. If you look at a main niche like health and fitness, there is the vitamins, there is the diets, there is muscle building. There is all sorts of everything you can think of, and you can really drill down deep into different ailments, cancer, gout, spotty faces, all sorts of things that you can do within the niches. So that's a sort of a broad niche. But the great thing about a CPA offer is it targets a particular niche. So you can build a list in a particular niche using a CPA offer. And that's good because once you've built a list in that niche, they are prime targets for other offers within that niche. So you're not shooting in the dark, if you like. You've got a niche there, and you can build different niches in your autoresponder. So that's one of the great reasons is you can build in a particular niche using a CPA offer, because CPA offers target a particular niche, whether it's shoppers or fashion or health or whatever it may be. A CPA offer is directed at a particular market sector. So it's a great starting place, and it gives you a boost into that niche. The other thing, of course, is if you're running a CPA offer to build your list, what's a CPA offer? It's a cost per action offer. So it means that anybody that takes you up on your offer, you're going to get paid for. Now, it might be a very small amount, because they might be paying you 10 cents for an email submit, or they might be paying you as little as 5 cents for a zip code submit or something like that. But if you're building your list, and even if you're getting 5 cents or 10 cents, and you can possibly get quite a number of dollars, it depends on what you're promoting and what the thing is. You know, it's some CPA offers can pay you 20, 50, 80, 150, $200. So it's not to be sneezed at, but don't ignore the very low cost one, because it's a lot easier for you to get somebody to fill in a zip code and make 10 or 20 cents or whatever it may be than it is to get somebody to complete an insurance form to get a couple of $100 or something like that. So, but it's a way of getting paid to build your list. It's bringing in income. So you need to look at CPA offers, and as I say, it builds in a target niche, and it also helps you cover any advertising costs that you've got. So what do you need? Setting it up. Okay. Well, you've probably read this slide while I've been rabbiting on anyway. You need a CPA offer, obviously. And then you need a landing page, and you need an autoresponder opt-in form. So it's pretty basic. It's the same sort of thing that you would need for any list building operation. You need somewhere where people can put their email address in, and it's going to go into your autoresponder so that you've got it saved and you've got permission to send that person additional information. And with it being in a particular niche, you can send information about that particular niche. If they're interested in gout, then you can get all the information that is in gout, and you can send them free information, and then you can send them all sorts of things connected to whatever it was that CPA offer was about. And you can also say, I don't know, your interest was in gout. I don't know whether you're also interested in weight loss, because maybe being overweight puts a strain on your gout. So if you are, take a look at this. So you can diverge slightly from the field, but they are the basics that you need. You need somewhere for them to opt in, and you need your autoresponder. So you choose your CPA offer. Don't overthink it. just choose any offer where you're paid for a lead capture or a form submit. Email submit offers are great. However, do not choose an offer where you are paid for a sale. If you're paid for a sale, it's going to really cut down on the things that you do. It's going to cut down on your opt-ins. It's going to cut down on the credibility of your opt-in, because if you're saying to people, this is great, come here, opt into my form and I'll send you to this magic offer, and then they're getting pitched on being sold something, your credibility is down the swanny. So that's why you don't want to be picking something that you paid for a sale. You want to be picking something that is pretty simple, that you are paid for a lead capture of some sort. And let's get rid of that one. Okay. These are some good niches. And I've got these slides because I put all this together and then I put it on the slides, and I'm in the last minute as usual. Anyway, so step 2 is not on a separate page, but think about your categories. Insurance is very good for CPA offers. It pays very good money. Business opportunities are something that a lot of people are interested in. It's a massive market. And so there are a lot of offers there where you can get paid for, you can get paid quite a lot. Sometimes you can get paid a couple of $100 for a business opportunity opt-in. It depends on what it is that they are promoting, but it can be a very large payment, and it's not unusual to be paid between $10 and $20 for an opt-in. Once again, as I say, it depends on what they're promoting. Dating is a very strong niche. Education, email submits, I've got in there. It's something that you look for in any category, if they're looking for email submits. And anything that's offering free stuff is good. Anything that's free. People will opt into your list for something that's free, provided it's something that they're interested in. If you're offering a free fishing lure to somebody who is vegan and says nobody should be out fishing, they're not going to be interested in what you're offering. But as long as it's free and it's something that the target market is interested in, then it's good. Creating your landing page. Don't overthink this either. Keep it pretty simple. The simpler landing pages often work better. I know there is a move towards video backgrounds and big picture backgrounds and lots of information on the page, and yet when I test my landing pages and I try lots and lots of different ones, often the really simple pages convert better than the more complex ones. I think I've got an example of one that really does well for me. Just let me see if I've got it. If I've got it here. If I have, I'll show it to you. Let me see if that comes up. I think this is the URL for it. Yeah, it is. I'll show it to you in a minute, because if I then I've got to come out of screen shares and back in, but you'll see it. It's a very simple page, and it converts really well. And I'll show it to you later. Now I've got it. Well, where'd my slides go? Here we go. So, and this is where that other information should have been. Let me, just in case I use this again, let me cut this from here. get rid of that. And go here, paste there, make this a bit bigger. Okay, so creating your landing page, as I say, keep it simple. Headline, maybe some bullets highlighting the benefits, short, simple instructions for your visitor. Always, when you've got somebody there and you want them to opt in, tell them exactly what to do. Don't leave it to their imagination. Even if you've got a button there that says join now or something like that, say click the button below, okay, or on the button have click here now to get whatever it is. Be very, very obvious in what you're doing. Where short, simple instructions for your visitors to follow. Yeah, has the opt-in form. You've got to have somewhere for them to put their email in, and it's got the call to action. And as I say, make that really, really clear. And it should have a link to the privacy policy in it as well, particularly if you are going to be promoting on Google or Facebook or places like that. They require you to have a privacy policy on your form, so it should be there. And I don't know whether I've got it on mine. I think I have. Let me just, yeah. Oh no, I haven't. Just a minute. No, I haven't. I've got a privacy comment, but that isn't the same. You should have privacy, a link, and I'll come back to that when I show you the form. Where's my slides gone again now? Okay, so keep your form pretty simple. As I say, I'll show you an example of a form I use in a moment. Step 3, let's make this a bit bigger for you. Get these things written and then transfer them here. Add your opt-in form to your landing page as normal, but in addition, make sure of the following. Keep your opt-in form above the fold. Above the fold comes from the days when people used to buy newspapers. I suppose they still do now, but I'm being a bit facetious. But the sales of newspapers will have slumped drastically with the advent of the internet. But above the fold was when you got these big newspapers and they folded them in half. It was what was at the top. That was where the expression came from. It's what people saw when they picked it up. It was like the headline and all the important information was above the fold because they had to sort of unfold the newspaper to read the bottom half. It wasn't grabbing their attention. It's the same when you are online, and what they call above the fold is what you see on your screen. So if you've got all your information, you don't want your buy now button or click now button or whatever it may be below the fold, off the screen. You don't want them to have to scroll down to get to it. It should be all above the fold. And don't require your visitors to complete too many fields. Keep it at a minimum. Name and email address are pretty standard. Email only will get you more opt-ins than a name and email. I tell you, if you've got a form that converts for an email address at like 50%, let's say it's doing reasonably well and you're getting 50% with just an email address, and you decide you're going to collect names as well, and you put your names on, your opt-in rate's probably going to drop down to 43%, something like that. From my experience, this is general. So you're going to lose 14%. It's going to drop from 50 to 43 that opt in. Now, if you were to put a phone number in there as well and make that, even if you don't make it compulsory, just adding the field will put people off, and you're going to drop down to probably 30%. And if you make it a compulsory field, in other words, one that people have to fill in, then two things are going to happen. One, you're going to get a lot of bogus phone numbers. You're going to get a lot of 555, 555, 5555 type numbers. And your opt-in rate is going to drop down to about 18%. So the same form with just one field or two fields and a third field like a phone number, you're going to drop from 50% down to 18% opt-ins. So it's something that obviously you need to test. Sometimes you really want the phone number and you're only interested in people that are going to put the phone number in. And if that's the case, well, you've got to live with things and try and make what you're offering powerful enough to get people to give you the information that you want. Okay, you are buying their information, if you like. So always think about it. What would you be prepared to give for this, or to get? What do you think somebody would be wanting if they were to give? You know, it's just like thinking about what is this item worth that I want to sell? How much should I charge for it? What will people be prepared to pay? It's the same with the information you're asking for on your opt-in form. Draw attention to your opt-in form by using different background colors or attention grabbers such as arrows or pointers. Yeah, ideally you want to use a heat map on your form. Mouse flow is one that I use, and it tells you where your people, I don't know whether you'll see this or not, I think you probably will. It tells you where people are running the mouse, because quite often people, when they're reading, they'll run the mouse along like that, and it'll tell you where they're likely to be looking from the activity that they're going through and the scrolling that they're doing and this sort of thing. And if you're doing that, it'll show you where to put things to direct them back to where you want them if they're not going, or you can move where you want them to be up to the areas that they are being interested in. So that's it. It's a good thing to use, is something like mouse flow. And I've covered this before. Use a clear call to action on the submit button. For example, yes, get my gift card now. I would even go further than that. I would actually put in, yes, click here now to get my free gift card. I would probably put it in like that. Okay. Really make it obvious for people. Let's get rid of that. Let's move this a bit bigger. I say I generate these in Word, and then I transfer them to slides, and the more time I've got, the better it is. But last minute again, as usual. Configure your email management software properly. Whatever email management solution you use, there are two critical things you must remember when configuring your newly created form. Do not require your subscribers to confirm their opt-ins after they've subscribed, because you will find that probably if you're getting your 50% opt-ins, you're going to find that you're going to be down to about 35% once they confirm. You're going to lose about 30% of them with a confirmed opt-in. So you want to make it just straight opt-in. Now, you are going to get some bogus email addresses because of that. There are ways that you can word things to try and eliminate that, but some people are going to just put in bogus emails to see what happens and where it takes them. But you are going to get more emails and more good emails by not having people double opt-in. And make sure that you configure your form so that when somebody opts in, they go to your CPA offer. There's two ways of doing that. They can go direct to it. If your opt-in form is obvious enough and it's getting you everything that you want, which essentially is their name or their email. I mean, when you're marketing, the thing that you are looking for with however you're advertising, whatever you're doing, is to get that email. It's not to make the sale. It's not to make that CPA offer. It's not to sell some back-end product. It's to get that email. So it's there. And you can then send them to another page, which is that CPA offer. So when they opt in, they're there and they see the offer that they're expecting to see. Make it congruent. Don't tell them it's one thing and then send them somewhere else. Don't say, I'm going to teach you how to build a massive business online, and then you send them to an opt-in for a free tube of acne away paste or something like that. You know, it's got to be congruent. So make sure that it all fits in. And I don't know of an autoresponder, and I use several, and I've got several of them that I use. They all enable you to redirect to a specific URL. And you can configure that as your thank you page, and you can make it, you can either make it that offer, or you can make it a bridge page in between your thank you page and the offer, saying thanks for opting in. I know this is what you're looking for. Click the button now for it, and I'm here to help you. Just hit me up if you've got any questions. You know, that sort of thing. So you can build a bit of rapport there. The more rapport you can build, the more your list is going to appreciate you. And then you run traffic. You can use a cost per view network, which is a good way to go. You can set up a campaign on something like Lead Impact where you pay people to view your page, and so that is a good way of getting traffic for these low paying offers. You can also use traffic vans, but it's expensive to get started with traffic vans. You've got to put $1,000 in to do it. Media traffic, it's not as good as the top two, but it's pretty good. But you'll need to put $200 deposit into there. I'm not going to go in further in those. If you're interested in them, just look them up, Google them, and see, because they've got all the information you need about how it all works and everything there. And I don't have time to cover it in a session like this. So that is really what I wanted to say. It's a great way of building your list and in a niche targeted area. Let me come out of screen share and I'll show you that landing page I was talking about. Where am I? Here we go. Stop screen sharing. And if I go back into screen sharing, if I find the right thing, this is it, I think. Yeah. Okay, so you see a very simple page. Now you can try all sorts of different things. You can try different background colors. I have found personally that gray works better than other colors, but you can put other colors in and try them. I mean, I frequently do try different colors, but I usually end up coming back to gray. Gray as a background color, for some reason, just does a bit better than other colors. You can see that there's very little information on here. Get paid $1.50 for every lead you add to your list. Put your wallet away, this is totally free. Enter your name and email below and click the button for the easiest money you will ever make. Okay, so we're telling them what to do, telling them what they're getting. Boom, enter your first name here, enter your email address here, and start making money now. And as I say, I've got a privacy disclaimer there, but it's not the same. What you should have really, and I suppose I should add it to this one, you should have a privacy policy link here. Only needs to be small letters like this, privacy policy, and a link to a privacy policy document. And you can get templates for these. If you're using WordPress, I think there's a WordPress plugin that will build the actual page for you. In fact, I'm sure there is. I've used it in the past. I don't know what it is, and I can't remember which side I've used it on now, but I remember using one at one time. But you can also Google privacy policy documents and this sort of thing, and you'll get a lot of them there that you can use to just generate your own privacy policy document. Basically, it's telling people that what they're opted in for and why and what you're going to do and what they can expect and what they can not expect. And if you've got that on, then you'll be okay with Google, or you'll be better with Google and Facebook. I can't say you'll be okay, but without it, they certainly won't accept your ad. You need that privacy policy link on your form. But you can have a simple form, a real simple form like this, and this is in fact a CPA offer. This is a CPA offer. Everybody that opts in to what I'm giving away there, I get $1.50 for, and I tell them that this is what I'm getting paid for. You opt in here, and then you can get paid for it, and I'll show you where to get paid for it. You know, so it's pretty simple. If you're buying traffic, my average price, I suppose, that I spend on traffic is probably about $1.50. So you're not going to break even on this on your front end, but it's going to reduce your costs. I mean, this form converts at around 50%. So it means that I'm getting, what it means is I'm paying 75 cents for a lead. Now, you can't get good quality leads for 75 cents. You can get clicks and stuff like that, perhaps sometimes for less, sometimes for a lot less, but good quality leads, people that have opted in, that you can build with for 75 cents. That's a good deal, and that's what I get with this. And then on your back end, you can sell other things that are related to your list, and we're getting there into talking about self-liquidating offers, which cover the cost of your advertising totally. But if you've dropped your costs, like if I've sent out 200 and say 200, I bought 200 visitors at $1.50 each. It cost me $300. Okay, now if I get an opt-in rate of 50 and I get half of it back, it's dropped it down to $150. So if I can sell something then to those 50 people where I can make maybe $10, I've only got to make 15 sales from those 50 people, and it's cost me nothing. And that's what a self-liquidating offer is. Okay, so that's the principle behind it, and that's what you've got to be working on. But you won't always break even on your campaigns. In fact, it's quite often rare to break even on a campaign on your initial sales and this sort of thing. It's your back end or your repeat purchases and this sort of thing where you're going to start getting into profit. And that's where a lot of people slip up. They say, oh, I did this, and okay, I made $100, but it cost me $300. I'm losing $200 a time. I can't afford it. And you've got to see beyond that. You've got to see beyond it. You've got to see what you're buying and what you're building your list and the value of that list. And that's all going to be taken into account. Over the time, have we got any questions from anybody about what we covered, or about anything that you're having trouble with in your marketing, or anything else that you want to talk about? I don't mind stopping for longer. In fact, I'll just run quickly through this while I'm waiting to see if any questions come up. This is that $1.50. Eventually I lead them to something like this, and it's making money online made easy. And I tell people the problem that they have. Most people online are getting bogged down in hype and information overload. You can perhaps relate to a few of these things. Incomplete information, where you're left to start figuring things out for yourself. Lack of a simple process or system, everything gets really complicated. And of course, most of us, me included on many occasions, bought stuff that isn't what it says on the can. I don't buy the overnight wealth stuff, but I have bought a lot of stuff that tells you it's one thing, and when you get inside, it really isn't. It's not what you. So, and then lack of capital or the belief to invest what they have. Usually, it's a belief to invest what they have. If you're in a third world country where you've literally got very, very little cash, then sometimes it is an actual lack of capital. But most people living in the Western world don't buy an opportunity because they're afraid, they lack belief, they have doubts. It's not because, if the bank came to them and said, look, if you put $500 a month into this account, and at the end of 12 months, we'll pay you $8,000 a month. Do you think that people would find $500 a month to invest for 12 months? You bet your bottom dollar they would. But if you go to them with a business and you say, look, this business is going to cost you $500 a month, but you're going to generate a $100,000 a year income in 12 months if you follow the instructions, they go, oh, you were what? No, I'm not putting my money in that. They don't have the belief. And that's usually what it is. They can get the money if they believe strongly enough in what you're offering. Well, those problems are solved because I've got a system that works for anybody and it does all the heavy lifting for them. All you got to do is just concentrate on one simple activity, and that eliminates you getting bogged down and doing nothing because you're not sure what to do. There's instant cash flow involved to ease financial pressures, and you produce recurring income that builds month after month to provide your dream lifestyle. That last statement, what does it mean? It means that if you're making sales, and let's suppose you make $1,000 commission in a month, and it's recurring. It means in month 2, if you make $1,000, then you're on $2,000, and in month 3, you're on $3,000. And provided everybody keeps buying, you just go up $1,000 a month. So by month 8, you're on $8,000, and that's $100,000 a year. Now, it's not quite as simple as that because we know that people don't keep buying. Some people drop out, some people carry on, this sort of thing. But that is the power of recurring income. And the result of doing that is that you have time to do what you want, when you want, with whoever you want. It really is as simple as that. That's what most people are after. The money they may be obsessed with at the beginning because they think, where am I going to get the money to pay for sending my kid through college? Where am I going to get the money for this? But really what they want is to be able to do whatever they want. The money is just a tool to get there. So that's the result that people can get. But you should understand that creating a large income takes time to build, and this is the recurring income. You start off, even if you only start off with $100 a month, 12 months down the line, $1,200 a month, you know. Now, what I've put together here doesn't need any qualifications, experience. It doesn't matter whether you've been successful or failed in the past. It really doesn't matter at all. And I think I'm in the wrong place. I don't think I'm sharing the right screen, which is typical of me. Stop screen sharing there, and let's get back to here. You've missed the slides, but they are only slides about what I've been talking about. So they're just slides like this. I can flick through them again at the end if you like. And it's just $25 to get started. $25. And when the system introduces a new member for you, you make $20 commission. So it's very, very easy to get into a positive cash flow, and the commissions are instant. So you start today, you pay your $25, you go out and send 100 leads to our funnel, and 30 people opt in, usually more, but let's keep it really realistic. 30 people opt in. Let's ignore the CPA offer that we've got on the front end. Of those 30, do you think it's perhaps somebody might be interested in what we've been talking about here? Yeah, I think they probably would. So you probably get 3 people out of 100. It's about normal for an offer at this price. 3 people, so you get $60 coming in, and that's residual. Actually, that is monthly. So you got $60 a month coming in for 100 leads. It might not have covered the cost of your leads, because your leads are depends on what you're paying for them. Good leads are going to be anywhere between $1 and $1.50. You can pay more. Well, you can get pretty good leads for $1 to $1.50. So if you sent 100, it might have cost you $150. You get 3 sales here, that's $60 back, and it's costing you $25 for your membership. So that's $35. So it's 35 off your 150, it's 115. But if you've got that CPA offer on the front as well, making $1.50 for those 30 people that opted in, that's 45. So 45 off that, it drops your cost now down to 70. And if you sell them something else on the back end as well, you're on a winner. But this is instant money, pretty much instant money. And next month you're going to get that money again. So you start running this on a month after month, and you get into a profit situation. This is what people don't understand quite often. You can often lose on your first month, but as the residuals keep building, you get into a profit with a campaign over a period of time. So you don't want to just say, oh, this isn't working. I spent $150 and I only got $60 back, costing me $90 a month. I'm out of here, because that is why people fail. Okay, so that, as I say, I can run through those slides because you didn't see them. It just starts off there and it goes through what I was talking about, the problems that face people: lack of capital, lack of a process, lack of information, shiny objects, hype and nonsense. Problem solved. You've got a system that does it for you. You just concentrate on sending traffic, and we'll show you how to do that. Instant cash flow and residual income. Spend time doing what you want, when you want, with whoever you want. Understand that it's not going to happen overnight. We're not in the miracle business, we are in a business. But it doesn't matter where you're starting from, you can still get the results we're talking about. Doesn't matter what country you're in, doesn't matter what language you speak, it doesn't matter what qualifications you've got or not got, doesn't matter whether you've been successful or failed in the past, doesn't matter, it's not relevant. Just get started. So that's what that is about. And if you're interested in a link for that, I can stick it in there for you. But that really is what I've got for you. I've not seen any questions coming in. All I see is the initial hellos and things, and hello to everybody there. What I will do is I'll put a link to that opportunity I've just been talking about. It is I believe the easiest way you will ever find of making money online. And I'll put it in the chat thing. I'll try and spell it correctly so that the link will work for you. Not the spelling that I have a problem with, it's hitting the right keys. I think that's right. Truthwithouthype.com. Yeah. So if you're interested in that, you can just click on there and it'll take you to that. And in fact, no, it won't. I think that takes you to, I think that just takes you to probably this presentation, maybe another one. I can't remember exactly, but that's the website anyway. If you want to see the web form, let me copy that. Save me typing it again. See if that's working. The web form is, that's the web form. So the top link there in your chat section is the web form, and the bottom link there in your chat section is the opportunity, and you can get in. And as I say, it's $25 a month. Very easy to get into profit. If you've got a list yourself, I mean, you will. Oh dear! I've started that going. Okay. I must have clicked on the link there and we opened up a page. So, okay, that's all I've got for you. Project Breakthrough still seems to be waiting for version 2. Yes, it is, John. I checked it earlier on today, and they're still working through. What they're trying to do is get everybody that's applied. Everybody that's a member, there was a member of version 1, they're trying to get them all approved to promote at the same time before they release it, so that there's nobody got a head start and people aren't complaining, say, oh, well, he's got all those people in his business now and I haven't got any because he got started before me, because you gave him the go ahead 24 hours before you approve me. You know what people are like. They don't think there's like billions of people out there wanting this. They think that guy got 100 opt-ins and so I'm not going to get any. But that's why they're doing it. They're going to make sure that everybody that was in Project Breakthrough version 1 is going to be approved before they open it up. And when they do, we'll be able to really hit the ground running with the system here with Truth Without Hype, because we're using Project Breakthrough as the CPA offer at the beginning of our funnel. We have other funnels that we can use now, actually. I mean, we've got other funnels that we can use now. But I don't think they're going to be as effective. You never know. I mean, you throw something together and you think, oh, I'll give it a try, but I don't think it's going to do very well. And you spend a week on another thing and you think, oh, this is really polished. It's going to do great. And you put them both out there and you run them both. And, you know, the thing that you threw together does twice as well as the one that you've spent hours and hours agonizing over. Not always, but it can happen. Okay, if we've got no questions, I thank you all for being here. God bless you all, and I will love you and leave you and get back to checking my other thing. As I say, I've got these 3 big projects on at the moment. That's in addition to the other stuff that I should be doing that I just don't get to at the moment. But there is a lot going on, and when I get through February, I will be back living a normal life for me. Instead of working 18 hours a day, I'll just be back down to working 12. Okay, that's great. It's not work, actually. I love what I do. If I didn't, I wouldn't do it. I don't need to do it, but I love being involved in things. I love creating things. I love helping people do well, which is why I run these sessions. This is why you can get more out of them if you're interactive. You say, look, this was, how do I go about this? It's no good saying, where do I go to get leads that convert? That is the question that people ask more often. And I could say, oh, you go and buy them here if you want, and send them somewhere to buy traffic and make money out of them. But it's not the answer, because there isn't an answer to it that can be. It's the answer would take a 30-day seminar. Okay. But if you've got a specific problem, if you've got a specific hiccup, if you've got something that you want to know about, then we can deal with it here. We can help. Okay, that's it from me. And God bless. I hope you've had fun. I've had fun. I enjoy life. Enjoy your life. If you don't get out of bed with a smile and happy that you're alive, you're wasting your life. Don't waste it. It's a precious gift. God bless.